back to another episode of Weird Wednesdays, where we talk all things weird. I hope you had a very weird week. I personally had a very boring, common one, just doing my usual rounds around the city and looking at all kinds of artifacts that I shouldn't be touching, and a lot of pamphlets and books. Overall, really a pretty ordinary week. Now, did I get to spend a little bit of quality time with the great dreamer of the nightmare corpse city of Rolier? A little bit. But I think the standout moment was when I met this man from Yemen, Abdul al-Hazred, and he gave me this book. I flipped through it. I considered keeping it in the archives, but in all honesty, I haven't felt quite myself since. Enough about me. Let's flip through this week's Weird Tales. This beautiful cover was done by Lee Brown Coy, and he was an American artist from Syracuse, New York. He's done a few covers. I have at least 2 of them, but this is the one I'm starting with because I've been feeling, piratey. So this is from September of 1951. So now we have an ad to draw somebody. Scholarships and cash to amateur artists. Wow. And then Jeff lost interest in fishing when Gillette. That is hilarious. ICS student judged best apprentice in the nation. Is there life on other planets? Strange cosmic forces. There they are again. Honestly, the more I flip through these, the more I think I'm gonna find the Rosicrucians. I'm sorry to interrupt the flip through, but I have some questions. So this is an ad from Michigan. Oh, here we have a cranky fan. I am subscribing to Weird Tales again in spite of my objections to your continued publication of quote-unquote science fiction, so-called. If anyone's thinking of picking up smoking, Dr. Phillips' pipe is the best. Alright, so this is one of the stories I look forward to. Because pirates, wow, this will be fun. Oh, this is gonna be so much fun. Well, that's a lot of writing. $1 worth of shaving, pleasure for a dime. How to buy better work clothes. Wow, lots of pipes. Are we in the 1950s? Does this medication still exist? Oh, hi Cthulhu. Hi, baby. Can you get off my Weird Tales, Cthulhu? Thank you. Alright, let's see. Rapport. Mary Elizabeth Councilman. Cthulhu Christopher, get off my Weird Tales. Where were we? See, this is what I love, because you have these ads for real kind of scientific things, and then the ads kind of look sort of wonky. The Ring of Bastet by Seabury Quinn. By Jules de Grandin's story. Here we have poem. Camel Vengeance. Is it camel or camel? I mean, I see camels. Oh, that's a beautiful illustration. Let's get acquainted. Over 400 pages of weird and supernatural adventures for only $1. Read below and rush your order in today. And this is True Stories of the Supernatural by D.F. Miller. The Metamorphosis of Earth by Clark Ashton Smith. Oh, that's gonna be good. Can't wait to read this. Lots of writing. Oh, we're gonna do this. We are so doing this. Okay, Incineration of Corpse. Cremation. Poe's Ebony Bird. The Raven. Or Raven? Oh, this is gonna be so much fun. And look at these illustrations. They're so cool. What is this little writing skeleton? Sorry, Cthulhu, please. I really like that. I didn't know they had crosswords. Is this the only one that has one? Maybe I'll take some time to actually figure out the answers, but I don't want to write in it, obviously. Church in the Jungles by Arthur J. Burks. And it says Heading by Lee Brown Coy, so it's the same artist as the cover. I mean, call me basic, but I love a good skeleton. Put a skeleton on a cover, I'm in. A Square of Canvas by Anthony M. Rudd. And then we're at the ads. We have Book Bargains, Weird, Fantastic, Bizarre, Exotic, Send for a Sample Book and Our Illustrated Literature. Then you got them all, everyone. Fantasy Fans Book Club. Oh, there's the answers to the crossword, so don't cheat. And then you got more He-Man? Is that what that says? No, thank you. Flatfish. Wow. High school course at home. That's pretty cool. We're almost done. I think at this point there's just a lot of really cool ads. See, this is the stuff I'm here for. Fortunate Numbers and Solid Gold Dream Book. Find Hidden Treasures. Okay, I'm too millennial for this because I read this as Memo-meter. Mem-o-writer. Paper and pencil in one. What? Where did this technology go? Okay, these ads are very different from the last ones because it's been a significant amount of time that's passed. Got some police work, rheumatism. Send for this free. I'm still not sure I understand what the horse ad is. Blood pressure. Is that really an impulse purchase? Okay, so here we have books received. And it says The Illustrated Man by Ray Bradbury. Boom, have it. Then it says The Days of the Triffids by John Wyndham. We got that. And then it says Solution T25 by Theodore Dubois. And I have never even heard of this. If anyone has, please let me know. And then we have some other on approval mail coupon, spot reducer. Oh, and then the best one at the very back, a big shoe. All right, so now that we've spent some time with this, let me read the stories and I'll check back in with you in just a sec. It will feel like a second to you, but it will be a whole week for me. So I've had the week to read these, and I want to check in about a few of them, some of the standout ones. I didn't get a chance to get to all of them. So one of the ones I've decided to keep for later was the Seabury Quinn story, because Occult Detective October is coming up, and I didn't make it to another 2 stories. But let me talk to you about the standouts and then tell you about my personal favorites. So the first one that I read was Church in the Jungles by Arthur J. Burks, and this story follows this man who's with a group, and they're kind of exploring the jungles, and he gets lost from his group, and he has an experience, visions, if you will, of this monastery or church or temple, and weird rituals are happening. It's very demonic and surreal. Like, at many points I thought he was just tripping, and then the next day we're not entirely sure if that was a real experience or not, but he swears it was. It's a very fun read, and the visions that he has in the jungle are fascinating. I really enjoyed the artwork as well, which I mentioned in the flip through. So overall, a pretty solid story. The big standout story that's very cosmic horror or dying Earth is The Metamorphosis of Earth, which is very dark, and Clark Ashton Smith has this over-the-top language that's very archaic in a way and depressing. I don't know how he does it, but I can read a kind of cosmic horror written by someone else, and it has some sort of, like, I want to say moisture to it. It's such a weird thing to say, but his just feels so incredibly dark, old, and depressing in a very unique way. And something is happening to the Earth, and there are samples being taken. We're seeing Earth go through these transitions, and there are chemists involved. We do follow a few sort of partial narratives and scenes. It's a very long story. It took me a pretty long time, but it was memorable because of the dark tones. The main pirate story that's on the cover that I picked up for the cover and for the content of this pirate story was one that was very kind of ghost pirate after the fact. So this story takes place during World War II or near the end of it, and there's conflict, there are officers, and I don't know, war is happening. There's references to the Japanese and the Americans, and then this man kind of washes up on shore on this island, and he comes into contact with this 300-year-old ghost named Gimlet Eye Gun, and he knows a lot of things, and it's very interesting. But I kind of really wanted more kind of swashbuckling adventure out at sea kind of pirate, so I will keep looking, and I'm sure I will find it, because Weird Tales is full of that stuff. But this definitely had a more supernatural kind of vibe to it. I was surprised that it was set during World War II. I read a similar story to this in the British Tales of the Weird, written by a female author, where this person washes up on shore, and there's 3 pirate ghosts or sailor ghosts from different time periods, and I enjoyed that one slightly more. There was something in the way they talked and in the experiences that they shared. My personal favorite standout story in this was actually A Square of Canvas by Anthony Rudd. So this story features this young woman who's a journalist, and she interviews an artist, and you get the sense that he's sort of in an asylum, and some stuff has happened to him. And he starts telling this reporter his life story, and it's the life of an artist. So it starts out very normal, and as things progress in this narrative, it gets weirder and weirder, darker and darker, and more unhinged. And you kind of fall in love with this artist by the end. I really liked that story. It was pleasant to follow. It was enjoyable. It had just the right amount of weirdness in certain places where you're like, okay, we're going off the rails in the best way. I think that's it for me for this week. I will check back in with you next week, where I think I've picked out what I'm gonna feature. But I think I like this format of checking in, telling you some weird things, flipping through, and then reporting back on stories from that issue. So yeah, this works for me. I will see you in a future video very soon. Bye.